to ask Charlie to put that out, and then let's see if we can get a quick 3-minute on the dog park too.
Okay, we met with an architect and city staff, and it was the entire subcommittee. It was myself, Commissioner Diaz, Commissioner Crawford, and Commissioner Boley. We talked with the architect. They showed us what they thought was the first cut. I have that picture here somewhere. Here it is. As a first cut of an idea. And we made a few changes to it. In general, we thought we approved that, number one, they would be single use. Number two, that at the top of the building is going to be ventilation. Number three, that the fountain that they show would include a dog fountain as well. That we agreed that the wash station should be separate from the building. They also had suggestions about using rough rock in the front of it, which would discourage folks for hanging around the drinking fountains. And we, our suggestion was that the architect who's working on it should go ahead with their plans. I've since heard, and I don't know, that Stacy did not like the design because the doors go all the way down to the floor, and she thought for safety, they should be up, I don't know exactly how much, but maybe a foot, and maybe even at the top, down from the door so that somebody isn't living in there without us seeing it. So I would say that is really the only change that we had. But we would like to say that the architect should go ahead and start drawing. That was the whole idea. She wanted to get direction should she go. And I think we, with those changes, we did direct her to do it.
Does anyone else have a question of the input on that?
Just a quick question. The top, is there shade?
That is shade, yes.
It is shade, it's a roof.
Okay.
In fact, we even suggested that maybe the roof,
He said like floating roof.
well, floating roof, because it might look a little more mid-century.
If you all look real quickly just now, this is the original, this floor plan that you see here, the floor. That is the original bathroom that's out there at Sunrise. The front area where the sink is, that is currently storage. Those are gonna be blowing out. Currently, you have to go down the sides and go in the sides. They're getting rid of that because it's not safe to go down those sides. And they're just gonna make the 4 unisex across the back, with 2 of them being ADA accessible, and then the fountain will, I think, gonna move out. But I believe our subcommittee has got that going very well. I hope that the architect's gonna come back with the next drawings. And that just to update you on where our subcommittee is on it. Or are there any other questions or input, Commissioner Diaz?
I was just going to say that part of the discussion was, a big discussion was trying to build on the foundation that's already there. And there's a big gap behind that foundation and the wall for the
Fence.
baseball field, the fencing, and that the homeless, they don't want, we want to keep them from making it too easy for them to hole up back behind there. So there was a discussion, it's not in, obviously architecturally, but talking about putting in landscaping there that would be uneven rock with a lot of cactuses, so it would make it less likely for people to want to hole up in there. The other concern was the storage that is currently at those restrooms that is used for the youth football league, as well as some other things, that would be gone with this. So we were discussing having one of those storage containers put much closer to the football field fence, so that they would have access and still have a place to store their stuff. I know that's separate from this, but that was it.
Did you have a question of the subcommittee?
No, I think you did a great job. These are fantastic. I love the changes, and I like your suggestions. Good work.
Thank you, Commissioner, and if you don't have anything else, I would like to move on to Commissioner Armstrong and Commissioner Goodman. Give a quick synopsis of your Saturday dog park. 3 minutes.
Just real quick, we had a really great turnout, and we got lots of ideas, and one of the things we committed to the people there is to keep talking to them and more meetings. That's my say. Yeah.
Oh, and everything, what you have in front of you that was handed out, Cynthia did a great job. They were in work sessions, at roundtables. People wrote down their comments, their questions, their thoughts, their opinions. She turned it around, put it in a document if you'd like to read what the community said. Next month, the community is going to meet again, and there will be a blueprint design, which we saw last month, and they will all break again into groups, and then they will draw on the blueprint and design what they would like. So they're going to get a basic schematic, and then they can say, this is where we'd like shade, and this is where we'd like water, and this is where we think parking, and then Cynthia will pull all of those together, take it back to the designers so that we will then see another plan after that. And I believe that'll be in January, February.
So I have some tentative dates that will work if we can decide. And they're Monday, Wednesday evening dates. I'm not sure if that will work for you and Travis. So Monday, January 6th, anytime after 6, that will or won't. Monday, January 13th, after 6 p.m. Wednesday, January 15th, after 6 p.m., and Monday, January 20th. We can also move up the time as well. I would just need to make sure I have a big enough space to hold the meeting. But those are some tentative dates that we can pick from for now.
Yeah. Any of those work for me.
Okay,
So the 13th and the 20th work for me.
okay,
So
perfect.
Commissioner, Director will put together the dates that want to do that at that point. Is there any other discussion from commissioners, questions on the Saturday's input? If not, I would like to, I'm sorry.
I want to
Commissioner Goodman.
compliment Cynthia on doing such an amazing job getting it set up. The Washington Post, the Desert Sun was there. There was an article in the paper. I don't know if anyone saw that, and the news. And so, yeah.
Yes, the
Really-
news recognized that as the plan.
The discussion around what our projects are and the priorities, when we're going to do that. Is that an agenda item for next meeting?
Yes, that will be on your agenda item for next month. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back the previous list that was presented for CIP and Measure J dollars, and we will go over it and either expand on that list, reorganize, or add to it. And that is the list that I will take forward and send over to Measure J.
Great, well, and Chair, so is the expectation that by the time we're done that discussion at the next meeting, we'll have actually voted on a list that is our priority to send to council?
It should, we hope to. I never say yes.
Second thing, also for a future meeting, doesn't have to be next meeting, but as probably people have read, a huge community effort has raised an enormous amount of money for Oswald Canyon that's going to get preserved now. And over the next couple of months, they'll actually close on that. And at some point, I think it would, to be out in front of it, talk about how we ought to respond to that as Parks and Recreation, simply because there are the same issues around trailheads, trash, parking, all those things, and that one is right on the street of Palm Canyon. So at some point, it's going to come and bite us if we don't be a little proactive in that, because there will be a lot of people using it, and it will be something that people are going to need some direction on at some point. So again, it's not an urgent matter, but at a future meeting, I would like to see us have a discussion, and at least maybe even invite the Save Oswald Canyon, I believe they're actually a corporation, to come and make a presentation to us.
Thank you. If there are no further comments, I move this meeting adjourned into our January 27th meeting, 4:30 at same location.